a different era.
We are good.
We see changes that the Bible predict will pass. Children making children, and that's a fact. So much different diseases, no one have the answers.
Can you tell me why?
It is signs of the times. Let's turn our life around to build a beautiful land. We achieve progress, determination, working hand in hand. We achieve laying a sound foundation, developing this land, not pulling down your brothers when they up the ladders, climbing for a cause. We achieve unity together, building a family. We achieve a good society, only and bending is no crime, no drugs related. My friends, it's destructive. Let's think positive. Life to we, it should be most precious thing on earth. But what you sow is that you reap. It's no joke. Failures usually occurred from idleness of mind, but it's not yet over. There's a lot to be conquered if you try. You've got to trample barriers, obstacles in your life, enemies of progress. These are all obstacles to get rid of. We see times and times we always stumble in blocks, but life is trials, so don't you ever give up. We only surrender when this life is over, and that's only death. For the sake of your kids, hold on. Be strong with your decision, for their life will depend, hold on. We achieve a good government, working on hand in hand. We achieve what we need more than ever, thinking constructively. So many we could choose from to build our children's future. How strong we could be. We achieve when we plan our future, what we would like to be. We achieve when we get together, working in harmony, not planning life forever. At the end, surrender. Not so it should be. Some could see what could be a beautiful world. Just reduce crimes and drugs, robbery and bubble. Vision, that's only a dream, reality from within. What I'm only asking, let us be more loving and concerned. Why we living like dreamers when we are in control, depending on others, decide our future for us. You make me hold my head wondering where we are. If it in the next millennium we're heading for, ladders, climbing for a cause. We achieve unity together, building a family. We achieve a good society, only on bending knees. No crime, no drug related. My friends, it's destructive. Let's think positive. Let's build our nation. Forever moving on. United we must stand. We suffer for too long. Lift your head and struggle on. I want to see you moving on.
I am Grenadian. I am Grenadian. I am Grenadian. I am Grenadian. Just tell them we run. We proud of we country. Tell them we run. We proud of we land. Tell them we run. We proud of we people. Proud, proud Grenadian. Just tell them we run. We proud of we country. Tell them we run. We proud of we land. Tell them we run. We proud of we people. Proud, proud Grenadian. Grenada, I love you. Denson Lois loves you. We have been through rough struggles. We have been through so much pain. We have been through disasters, both natural and man-made. We have been through the era of the rebel. We have tasted the might of Ivan and more. We went through a struggling economy, but with sacrifice, we rise up tremendously. So tell them we proud of we country.
And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique.
Tell them we proud of we people.
Of course, we're proud of our people, eh?
Proud, proud Grenadian. Just tell them we proud of we country. Tell them we proud of we land. Tell them we proud of we people. Proud, proud Grenadian.
Play with us, we're proud like that tonight. Good night to Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, wherever you are listening to Talking Points tonight. My name is Sheldon Scott, and I'm with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 8 minutes, yes, 8 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Hope everything is going all well and okay with you.
Yeah. For the growth of this country, we employ every hand. But there are
yes, Grenada shone. It was shining here on the world stage today, huh?
They'll do whatever they can.
Our own Kirani James, yeah?
Against the wall.
No, he did not win the gold medal or the silver medal or the bronze medal, but he won the medal of everybody's hearts, isn't it?
We proud of our country because we proud of our land because
Kirani ran 2 sub-44 times at the Olympic Games, eh?
Canadians.
And that should be about 12 years after he first ran at the Olympics.
We proud of our land. Tell them we proud of our people.
Let me just tell you, no other human being from any other country has done what Kirani James did today, eh? No other man has ever made it more than 2 times to an Olympic finals in the 400-meter race. Kirani James has just done it 4 times, yeah? And 3 out of those 4 times he walked away with medals, eh? Yeah.
Through difficult of times, where disputes arise.
Grenada has everything to be proud of.
This country we could be.
And when I say everything, I do mean everything.
We country, tell them we proud of it.
There are countries much bigger than us that don't even have a medal at the Olympic Games. We at least have 1 medal thus far.
Just tell them we proud.
And tomorrow, our own Anderson Peters, yes.
We proud of it land. Tell them we proud of it be.
He's going for gold tomorrow.
Proud.
I think it's around 2:25 p.m. the men's javelin final. And he goes into the final with the second longest throw.
Denson Lois loves you.
And Grenada, we must say thank you to Kirani James. No, he has opened the door for loads of other young Grenadian athletes. He showed to them, and not only Grenadian, but St. Lucian, my St. Lucian squad. I know you are listening. He has shown to other countries, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Dominica. He has shown all of them that it is possible for a small island to be able to dominate on the world stage. He was the one that opened the door and showed that to them. That you could be a young boy from the town of Guave in St. John, Grenada, West Indies, and go on the world stage and beat everybody. Yeah?
Just tell them we proud of we country. Tell them we proud of we land.
Etta out there in Guatemala. Good night to you, my dear.
Proud Grenadian.
So we've got everything to be proud of, yeah?
Grenada, we love you. Your people love you.
And while he did not take home the medal, at least those medals, yeah, he probably take home a diamond medal instead, you understand?
We are patriots at home, doing what we can.
Because he has, even if he didn't have it before, and I believe that he had it before, but he's even gained more respect from the international community for the way that he conducted himself at the Olympic Games. Yes, our own Kirani James.
Because when our country back was against the wall.
Just make sure they do a proper statue of the man and thing for us to put up. And yeah, we do a proper statue of Kirani James. That is our national hero. Yeah, it's about time we name him officially as a national hero.
Cause we proud of we people. Proud Grenadians. Just tell them we proud of we.
Let's say they're having a hero's park or something. The first statue inside there should not be a man who divide or anything like that. Should be one who unified. The first statue in any hero's park should be Kirani James. Yeah? And I ain't taking that back. Not any, the hero's park, the very first statue in any hero's park should be Kirani James. Anybody else could come after, yeah?
Look, we've held on together through difficult of times. Where dispute arises, we'll find out.
Folks, the phone lines are open 440-7377 347-329-3101. Rick English, what's up with you, bro?
Always on us.
Debbie Seals, Francis George, Baby Daddy, Kathleen Ledlow, Maud Martlin, Agnes Henry, Albert Norrie, John Stafford, Deborah Laborde, Faith Lynn, Hallie Douglas, Sky, Sherma Alexander. Good night to you, Matthew Bowen, Gavin Thomas, Janice Mitchell, Carib Spice, Lona Lolo Williams, Jacinta Livingston, Cynthia Bartholomew, Ashma Charles, Clive Raymond, Velma Pascal, Kathleen Knight, Gemma Warwood. I'm saying a special good night to each and every one of you. Let me take this phone call. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm more than good, man. I am great.
Yes.
I'm more than good. Great.
I want to say congratulations to the boy, although we lost, but still what?
I don't even want to believe Kirani lost on it. Just to get there was a victory in itself. Considering
but I still say congratulations.
Yeah, considering between the last Olympics what he has gone through to now, I think that in itself is a victory. Even though he ain't got a medal, he still has a victory. But go right ahead, yeah.
Mr. Scott, I listened to clips today under the classroom. And listening where they were talking about with Lacquette and when Mr. Deacon fired Lacquette. But before he fired Lacquette, Ken just said that he knew that Lacquette was going to get fired.
He said he knew 2 weeks before?
He knew. He said he knew.
Yeah.
It's on the clip. He knew. So if you knew, that means Ken just throwing Deacon on that bus. And he was saying that Lacquette is the man that leaked the information because they are saying Lacquette information to Dr. Mitchell. Right? Because they don't want to tell people the nasties they're doing and the corruption they're in, so they try to put it on Dr. Mitchell. But as a result, Dr. Mitchell says, words don't just come from the mouth. Because if you had said that you knew before at hand that Lacquet is going to get fired, then you knew and saying about you know a lot more. Yeah? But you have nothing to say. You don't say nothing on the program. That means you leak information as well. So you are showing, because it's either Deacon give information or somebody leak information to you. So then you could say no, that you have information about Lacquet was going to be fired. So he's showing Deacon under the bus.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I could say is this, that a lot of loose statements were made by that particular individual during that program. It seemed to me as though they were inebriated, seriously so. They made a lot of loose, unsubstantiated, nonsensical, and quite frankly, dunce statements during that program. But if they are making that claim, and you put that together with what the General Secretary was saying on Sunday, that basically that he knew this was coming, that sort of thing, it means that some sort of discussions took place and there is a serious issue at hand. And in due time, I believe that we, the Grenadian people, we will learn what that issue is.
It's obviously. And he's going to come out, But it's just time. You see, and as I said, God did that for a reason. And then the clip, and he played this clip where Lacquet was talking about the wind that blows. And you see the wind that blows because after 2008, you remember they talk about the wind of change is blowing in the Spice Island?
Yeah, man, I remember that song.
And after 2008, what happened? We come back and give him a landslide victory. It's a wind of change that's blowing now to get this bastard out. God, excuse my language. These men are into evil. Look what these people doing to the people of Carriacou. The people of Carriacou come down here to get their own material, to take the truck and to carry up the material to build a home. Why these men have them all this money in the pocket? What they get from the community outside there, from entities, and you just holding back the money? Why I'm talking about the having things to put in place. What you have to put in place again? People lost their home. You're not giving them the home in Carriacou. You're not giving them the home to go in to stay. Who living under the step? Who they on the bridge? Eh? And yet for all, you're still holding back the homes. You're still holding back the money. These men are them evil. I couldn't, and some people tell me don't say that, but I have no respect for the Prime Minister, for you to do to people this kind of thing. You're too evil as a man. You don't care about poor people. You care about yourself. Because if you care about people in this country, you will take the initiative and the right step right now to give the people a home. And but you have to put measures. What measures you have to put in place again? You know, people lost their home. You know, many of them lost their home over there. So what measures you putting in place again?
Well, remember, from one of the callers, there's an area in Carriacou that people were given permission to build, and now they're being told that they can't even rebuild there. So I don't even know what's going on further to that, but you're hearing that they can't rebuild in that location. So there's all sorts of things going on, my brother.
But Sheldon, these fellas are just wicked. And then as Mr. Pierce said, this man, and he's so lying. He go to a lab to make lies. The Prime Minister not speaking the truth.
No, so you're saying we're governed by...
And his own decision. He make his own decision to file a credit. Because he's not telling you what is going on.
So we're governed by a liaristocracy.
This man is lying too much, man. I wish this man could have just move. That's commodity. So he's lying too much for Grenada. He's not speaking the truth. But God's going to expose him. Don't worry. The time coming, God will expose him. Shall I have a good night?
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. Of course, you can also call us on WhatsApp on 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Yeah, so folks, remember Anderson Peters. He will be in action tomorrow. Yes, he will be in action tomorrow from around a little 2:30, no, about 2:15, a little around there. Let me just say 2:20 for safety. I know it's 2:25, but just for safety. We're tuning in from 2:15. We don't want to miss nothing. All right, so Anderson Peters, he will be there. The world, again, their eyes are on Little Grenada. Yeah? Little Grenada. The eyes of the world are on us tomorrow once again. We have a call online. Hello.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night, my dear. How art thou?
I'm okay. I could say okay, but concerning the situation we facing here in this country, It's raising my pressure. My pressure getting high.
Oh goodness. No, no,
I
no.
cannot understand what is happening here with the government we say we have. They don't care about nobody. I went to Ivan, and when Ivan came on class, I had nothing. We never can see a clothes to put on us. And then we never see trouble because our Prime Minister went out there and signed for us. I could say I feel well during Ivan. We get all we need. We get the home back. We get everything. I get a bigger house than I had before. I don't understand what I'm doing in the government. What they know. They don't care about nobody. Just put in their pocket with the country money and do not what's that foolishness. I think we did a revolution.
Let me say no. We don't want to go down that particular road because when we say that, next thing, I may be picked up by the officers of the Royal Grenada Police Force for saying that we should have something like that. So let me be careful.
Yeah, because
I would say we'll use peaceful means.
Patience, getting people angry.
We shall use peaceful means.
Like you don't care, nobody crying. People cry. You don't care. You don't listen to people crying. People dying because of high blood pressure. People dying because of stress. You don't care about nobody. Just do whatever you like. You don't care about nobody. That is unfair. I don't know. Something has to be done, man. Something has to be done. Can't you live like this?
Right,
anyway, Sheldon, good night, yeah?
Thank you so very much, my dear. And careful with the blood pressure. Yeah, careful with the blood pressure.
You.
All right. Yeah, your high blood pressure, you're not taking care of it. You could damage your heart and all kind of thing. Take it easy. Yeah. Kathy and Wendy, good night to both of you. I hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. 440, I think, what's the time now? Them too early for pre-day, man. They ain't gone pre-day yet. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get onto the inside of Talking Points tonight. Yes, indeed. All right. Hey, let me see who else I see Etta and all of them. Rebecca, Dwight, Kathleen Jones, Antonito, Betty James, Peter Stryker, Lewis, Gillian Pascal, Junior George, Laslyn Douglas, Donna Langdon, Nelsia Charles, Dennis Fabio, Latoya Maguire. I see Ventris, Ashley Lewis. What's up, bro? I see Cindy Charles. All of you are seeing you under the Facebook there. I ain't call everybody, but I seen all you. I seen all you under the Facebook there. Jill, good night to you, and Errol and Teresa Mavis. Yeah, good night to everyone. And I hope that you all are having an absolutely fabulous night today. Cathy, where say you're cooking there? You're dropping. Pass for me. Okay, I'll pass for some. Yeah. Leave me bowl if you don't play. Joke I'm making. I can't pass. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Folks, let me say this to you. Quite a lot is taking place right now. And I'm not speaking about Carnival. I'm not speaking about the fetes and the party and all these things that are taking place. And they soon to see the jab, or have jab in different communities and so already. But the jab and all these other things. Yeah, they are happening, but I'm not referring to those. There are a lot of things taking place in the background right now that this government is using the noise of the carnival celebrations and the Olympic Games to cover what they're doing. Do you know, for instance, that today there was a press conference where this administration announced quite a number of initiatives, financial initiatives, that they claim they are going to take. Money for farmers according to the size of land, and money for fishermen and all this kind of thing. Now tell me, when people lime in and people go on about their business, how many people listen to that today? Why they couldn't wait until right after? So they announced it today. But do the farmers and the fishermen know? Do the people who really are affected by this, do they really know what's happening? So they announced quite a lot of things. I'm not going to go into detail with it today. I'm going to leave it for after the carnival season. Because these things have been said in the noise of carnival. And I know what they're aiming at, Part of the technique is that they're hoping now that the diaspora people who are in Grenada right now will hear these things and take that story back out to the diaspora and say, wow, You don't see things the government doing, but announcing it is one thing. Implementing it, people being able to actually access it, that's a totally different something. So again, you hear they talk about all the financial incentives that they're going to be having and how they're going to assist and where people could get loan and grant and this and that and different monies, and that they don't have enough money yet. They still need to get more money to really do what they want to do and all of that. I hear them. I know they shall be, because the law dictates that they have to go to Parliament, because they must bring in line the monies that they have received from the insurance and all of that. They can't just take it and, well, they could take it and start using it and so, but they must enter that into the consolidated fund officially through a Parliament sitting, and they must account for all the other monies that they're getting and so on. They must do that through Parliament. So some discussions at the Parliament level will take place where a lot of people might get to know more and more about what is taking place. But I'm saying that a lot of stuff is happening. And because a lot of people are focused, they've turned off from everything else and they're focusing on Carnival, the government is using this time to pass a lot of things in the back. Do you know that the lands where the Kimpton by Kirani is, that the government has only just started the process of acquiring those lands? Remember the sad thing with the man sign and, oh, there's an agreement and so, and Mr. Sariri is going to be taking over the facility and so. You know, the government just acquiring the land. As in now doing it. As in just published the notice in the Gazette week before they published it. That was the first publication. The second one will be coming most likely this week. You will see the second publication, and then I think there's a third, is second or third. My talking points lawyer. I know most likely you might maybe get caught up in the carnival too. You know, talking points lawyer is one publication, is two publications or three before they acquire property, but they are in the process of acquiring that property. And there are a lot of other things attached to that. But again, I won't go deeply into it tonight. Just let you know and let them know that we know. And let you know that that is happening while we focus elsewhere. While our attention is on who winning Soca Monarch and who winning Calypso Monarch and how much rum going and drink Monday, Tuesday, Sunday and every other day and all of that. While some people, not all of us, the people who listen to this program know, we know, you're all in that. But while some people attention is focused on how much rum and how much beers and where the cook taking place and so on, these things are happening in your country in the background. These things are taking place. So you must pay attention to what is taking place and understand that sometimes, and I've noticed it several times with this administration, sometimes things happen to take your attention away from one area. It's like what magicians do. A magician don't really have no magic trick or so. What they do is they pull your attention over here while they're doing the thing over here. And by the time your attention comes back there, they have something in their hand and all, but they pull your attention to the other side. And this administration is attempting to do that, to pull your attention elsewhere. And while you're focusing there, all kind of other things taking place in the background. So right now, all kind of things taking place in the background. So we have to pay attention. We have to listen. Today, they had the press conference. Some of the journalists were there. There seemed to have been some problems one way or the other with the audio and different things, but that's another story for them to sort out. But a lot was said there. But again, how many of the average Grenadians who have businesses, who have farms, the fishermen who have lost boats or lost income while they're fixing the boat that they have that was damaged, or they lost their equipment, they lost their net, they lost their lines, they lost all the equipment they may have lost. They may have the boat and they lose the equipment. Have they gotten the information in relation to what is being offered? What the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries is doing? What are the plans for the people of Carriacou? And what I realized when I heard them speaking I started to say, well, wait. I realized that these people, because remember, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, the Honorable Clarice Modest, and Mr. Peter David, the Honorable Peter David, MP for the Tongue of St. George, all three went up to Carriacou recently, and at the end of their visit, they did a brief press briefing where they stated some of the actions that this government should take. And I'm pleased to report to you, it looked like the government listened, because they take nearly everything that Dr. Mitchell and Senator Cox and Dr. Modest and so stated, and they come with it. We have a call online. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, sir.
I'm calling from Guam.
Yes, man.
Yeah,
the fishing capital.
yeah, man.
Kiraniville. Yeah, man. Go right ahead.
I had a problem where Beryl had destroyed half of our roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent people to take pity. And no, not even a sheet of galvanized was given to us. But we had to take second-hand galvanized, which we had to use flashband and put on it and to use our place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is very bad of the government getting all this money and nothing being done.
Yeah, what?
So, yeah.
What I would say though, brother, I would say that it might be important to listen to the press conference today and hear what they are offering, because I did hear them mention something in relation to building materials. Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, but as we get more information, we'll put it out.
Okay. Yeah, no, they like to take pictures and they don't do nothing, make a big wish about it and they don't do anything.
All right, my brother.
So, okay, all the best. Bye.
Thank you. Yes, indeed, boy. Yeah, the crickets and them loud up there, brother. The crickets loud up there. And yeah, up to now, they ain't even pay them people for their property in Molyneux. The people who had the property in Molyneux, and you know, government had to pay them for, yeah, they promised that they would pay them. And so, right, up to now, them people ain't get paid for their property and that kind of thing. Yeah. All kind of tourist attraction and thing they want to put in the area. And all you. But all ain't pay the people and them for the property that they were promised they would pay for your property and thing, and you relocate and all of that. 440, let me clear, 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. Again, reminder, Anderson Peters, he's on tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, I hear about all kind of viewing party today. I hope it's a viewing party tomorrow for Anderson as well. Yeah, we ain't treating anybody different than we treat the others. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, what's up?
Hey, I'm good, bro. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, man. You go right ahead.
I feel it for the people of the area regarding the trouble that they have to see, in other words, to get their home repair and everything. But you know, this have to be a lesson learned from there. You know, the people who could afford, and I know there is people who could afford for this from now on, they should try to get them a homeowner insurance to cover their property, just in case something happens. If the homeowner insurance cover hurricane, flood, earthquake, and all of this, so you don't have to depend on the government for nothing. Because if you go to depend on the government for something, you're not getting nothing happen to you. You ain't getting nothing. But if you have your own homeowner insurance, you could tap into that, and if your roof gone, they can replace your roof. And you know, if things in your house damaged, like your television, your fridge, or whatever, all that of them could replace. So you don't have to depend on the government for nothing, because right now you depend on the government and nothing happening. But if you have the homeowner insurance, you could tap into this and get this thing and get your life back together. So this
Much
is a,
faster
this is a
than
lesson
anything,
learned.
yeah?
I mean, I'm talking about the people who could afford it. Who could
I
afford,
understand.
let that be a lesson to them. So if anything like that happen again, they're covered.
Yeah,
So
I
this
agree
is a
with
this
you.
is a this is a situation where they have to look into this, because there is insurance, there is homeowner insurance in the country. You know, it may not cost that much, but you know, you could cover yourself with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the situation for on this there. But other than that, as I said, I mean, I feel for the people. I know how hard it is when you don't have nothing, no other way to turn, and you're depending on the government, and the government dragging their foot, and you know how uncomfortable your life could be. And as the lady was saying, the pressure going up because I know how hard it is to see where you were and where you are now. I know how difficult it is. So I feel it for them. All right, children.
All right. Thank you so very much, caller. Yes, indeed. 4407377. And the caller is making a valuable point that people who can afford to do so should seriously look into a homeowner's insurance. Insure your property. And so, if you can, but make sure it covers. You have to also make sure that it covers the it covers the hurricane and so, because not all insurance cover everything. You have to make sure it covers flood and earthquake and different things. So you need to look at getting a proper insurance, a homeowner's insurance. What the government may have to look at is a means of getting the cost of insurance down. Whether it's reducing something on the government side, once the people still have the proper coverage. That's the thing. You don't want to reduce and then it affects the type of coverage and the volume of the coverage that people have. But whatever calculation can take place on the government side to help reduce the rates of the insurance companies, to make it more affordable for more and more people to be able to insure their homes. Because you tend to see people with the larger homes, they go and they insure them. The people with the smaller homes or the wooden homes or the wooden and concrete homes, they ain't bothering to go and insure. But they are the first ones to go down. Although in Carriacou, I see some concrete ones, fully concrete, up on pillars and they fall. I see more than one. Fully concrete, up on concrete pillars, and they fall. Same as if it was a board house, they fall. So it don't mean because you're up on concrete and think that you ain't gonna fall. But I'm getting away from the point, which is that people need to seriously look at homeowners insurance. What can the government do? Work along with the insurance companies to get the rates to a level that makes it more accessible to a wider cross-section of the Grenadian population, right? 440-7377, 347-329-3101. And just before the call, I was telling you all that the recommendations that were made by Senator the Honorable Nolan Cox, by the Honorable Peter David, by the Honorable Clarice Modest, and by former Prime Minister, Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, former Finance Minister, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. The recommendations, I realized nearly wholeheartedly, they have been taken on board. And that's a good thing. I mean, they're listening. Because at the end, once it is done properly, it will be to the benefit of the people who have been negatively affected by Hurricane Beryl. Yeah? So the tax amnesty and all these other things that were suggested by the new National Party team a couple of weeks ago, I hear some of those things being announced today as part of the package that's being offered in the financial package for recovery from Hurricane Beryl. So I'm pretty glad to hear that. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. And you know, as I said, a lot of things are happening now, and a lot of people are not focused on it, because there are a lot of other things I could get into that I've decided I would hold until after the carnival season, yeah? because there are a lot of other things. But I did mention to you all that we have some situation when it comes to bed bug and thing at the general, not the general hospital, the Mount Gay facility. Yeah, I wonder. Let me hear what the minister.
Some guidance as to what's the original plan regarding the
okay, no, that is the wrong one, man. That is the wrong one. You're doing the wrong one. We will come to that one just now, right? Nice. We will come to that one just now. That one, nice. Yeah, we will come to you just now. Let me see the next one. We want to find out what's going on with them bed bug and them. Yeah, bed bug thing. Yeah, man. We hear them bed bug and them up in the place. So we want to hear if it's true, if it's not true. We want to hear we have bed bug, dengue.
Monge Hospital facility. There's been some major. What are some of the major challenges? I would say. Are we hearing there's some major challenges going up there in terms of the bed bug infestation? We've been hearing about the dengue outbreak recently. We heard about outbreaks in terms of the chicken pox at the facility and so forth. What is the reality? What are the challenges the facility is actually facing, if I may ask?
So those realities that you're talking about, because
So you and I heard when the minister said those realities, and the gentleman referenced dengue up there, chicken pox up there, bed bugs, and she referenced them as realities, huh? But anyhow,
reality. What are the challenges the facility is actually facing, if I may ask?
So those realities that you're talking about, because you see, we cannot be, we have to be transparent and honest with the Grenadian people.
Yeah.
These are issues that have confronted the Mount Gay Mental Hospital for years. The issue of bed bugs is not a new issue. The issue of outbreaks, because you're talking about a facility where you have people, so you would have things like that. But how you deal with those challenges is what is important. So as a government, we have been doing cleaning in terms of having those experts coming to help to eradicate, get rid of all old mattresses and get new ones. So we have purchased as...
So Minister, that's like on Block C, right? Like what's going on Block C at the mental home right now, right? Now, I just want to make sure, right? Nice, okay.
A ministry, over 30 mattresses. We have sourced maybe in excess of 60. We have also sourced brand new beds, because there are serious challenges that confronts Mount Gay Mental Hospital.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Be told, Mount Gay Mental Hospital was a place that was really abandoned. The whole issue of mental health and how we treat mental health in Grenada over the years, there was no priority.
But wait, she talking about over the years. She wasn't a member of the parliament for the last, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and now a member again. So I hope she knows when she's speaking that she also has to accept liability for anything that she's saying. Because any accusation she's making those accusations against herself. So when she makes a statement that them thing happening for years, that means you know it was happening for years. You knew if that was happening for years, you knew it was happening for years. And at a point in time, remember, she was in the Ministry of Health as well. She was also, this is not her first time in the Ministry of Health. She was in the Ministry of Health, remember, during the COVID time? Yeah, she was brought in the Ministry of Health as well. So don't try to distance yourself from the thing as that used to happen before. No, don't try to distance yourself.
However, this new government is giving priority and is putting the monies where the mouth is.
So you didn't give priority before, so you really didn't care about it. It's only under this government now it have priority to that particular issue. Okay, I hear you.
To the entire cabinet, to Mount Gay Mental Hospital, to have an appreciation of what is exactly happening.
What she said that she take the entire cabinet to Mount Gay. Let me see.
I took the entire cabinet to Mount Gay Mental Hospital.
Why you didn't lead them there? Because some of them need treatment. They should have stayed there, and some of the people inside could have come out. Them could have stayed there. Anyhow, but we will go ahead.
To have an appreciation of what is exactly happening there. Because you could hear from people, but when you see and feel what the workers and the residents or the patients there are feeling, it gives you an appreciation to provide more revenue, more monies in terms of helping, more resources. I shouldn't say money, because not all the time it's money, you need trained staff, and so as a government we are committed. We already sent one nurse to train to be an expert in mental health, and we'll continue to provide more training for nurses. But in terms of ensuring that more will be trained specifically in mental health, and we're looking at more scholarships for counseling and social workers, and so because we realize that there is an issue as it relates to HR, as it relates to staffing, having the proper staff there at Monge. And so we continue to provide that assistance. But I want to commend our staff at the Monge Mental Hospital who are giving their best and having to deal with even the stigma and discrimination as family members, because people want to see you working there, they have you in a particular category.
Yeah. But let me just cut you by. I just wanted to know, how soon could we hear those challenges will be a thing of the past? I know everything has a timeline on it, because as you said, these problems has been there for a while.
So do you have
a timeline in terms of when we hear those particular challenges become a thing of the past?
Well, you must understand that this is a work in progress.
Yes,
you can't say, well, I'm going to have all mental health nurses trained, because it's going to take maybe...
The man asking about that. The man asking when you go take care of the bed bug problem. And what are you going to put in place to ensure the safety of the people who are entering the facility? And that doesn't just stop at the patients. That means the staff, that means people who are visiting, that means suppliers who are dropping off supplies. What are you doing to maintain the safety of these people? And we're not saying the safety of these people as in from people who may have mental health issues that guide them to be violent. We are saying that some of these people, come on. You have one facility that you have dengue circulating, COVID circulating, chickenpox circulating, and you still have bed bugs. Come on. Something serious needs to be done. It's either you relocate, but there has to be a serious work plan. Not come in and tell us that, oh, it happened over the years, it happened long. You're fast and you're out of place. You can't come and tell us that. There are people with family members there. There are people with family members on the way there. There are people who might be listening that might be on the way there too. You have to ensure the safety and security of the people who, for whatever reason, have to visit that facility, whether as a patient, as an outpatient, as a visitor, as a staff member. You have an overall responsibility for the safety of all these people, including even yourself as minister when you're visiting there. So it is not an excuse to come and tell us, well, all these things happening over the years. Yes, if you're picking up some people from certain locations with mental issues and so on, you bring them, there might be a little infestation, you deal with that quickly. But what is taking place there now is a massive outbreak that is taking place there right now. You have a whole ward that have a serious problem with it. Taking out the mattress and them thing is one thing. What protocols are you putting in place to stop it from happening again? You can't just say it's happening all the years and all kind of thing. What protocols are being put in place? You pick up a person with mental health issues who has been living on the street, the possibility is very high that they may have these different things on them. Are you just going to put them in the general population? Do you have a holding area where you're going to make sure you're going to check them out, de-lice them, whatever it is, before you bring them into the general population? Or you just take them up and you throw them in between everybody because you don't care and it's the mental home? Saying it is one thing. What is the strategy? That is what the person was asking you. What is the strategy? What are you doing to fix the problem? A very simple question. Talking about let me hear you.
1 year to 2 years to have people who are specifically trained in those fields. What I can say that as a government we have hired new doctors or more doctors as it relates to mental health. We have had them at the level of the community providing that particular support. So we already started to make those necessary changes that you are talking about. We are working now to provide some infrastructure changes as it relates to the structure of Monge. When you see the facility, it's in urgent need of care. And so,
but have you been given it that care as you read?
Yes,
you the structure has a problem, and so are you giving it that care?
Yes, we are giving it that care. We have working on providing the fencing. We are working on doing the infrastructure work. So that will be something that will be out for bidding to ensure that we provide those repair work and rehabilitation work that is needed as it relates to infrastructural development. We are providing more resources as it relates to ensuring that they have medication at all times. That is one thing that we are committed to do. To the PSNI, we ensure that we keep on top of these things, because these are things that the past what you heard before, that you don't have this particular medication or you're missing that. We want that to be a thing of the past, and so since we took up that responsibility, we ensure that we work to make sure procurement and all.
So the minister is admitting to what we have been telling you last year, that medication for the mental patients, the schizophrenics, etc., who have to be medicated and need to have their medications, some instances on a daily basis, and so, that these medications were not available. We said it last year that a lot of these medications were unavailable, and she's claiming now that as the great savior when she came in now they have the medication. But from what I am picking up, there are still significant medication shortages within the healthcare system here in Grenada. We have serious healthcare medication shortages. But anyway, let the minister finish that part.
Have medication. We provide the support to families.
So there's still an issue in terms of medication issue at the facility?
No, not now. I'm saying that these are things you heard before.
Yeah.
But I say when we came in, and
and when we came in had to be when you come in January or when? Because you can't talking about when we came in as the NDC administration, because it wasn't part of them when they came in. You jump ship after. But anyhow,
knowing that you're hearing that on the ground before, that these were things that we ensure we worked on to ensure that it's...
Yeah, enough for you now. Yeah, I think we had enough for you. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get... Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the program tonight. Yeah. It's amazing how people are trying to give certain impressions and feel that you don't remember or you don't know that they were the persons responsible or they were the ones directly there. It's very, very interesting. Because when I listen to certain things, and let me go to the phone lines here. Hello, good night.
Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Good night, my dear.
You know, this woman don't answer the question yet.
Of course she did not.
You asking her? She don't answer the question yet, you know. We want to do the fencing. We want to get the medication. When he asking her if that was it in the past. Oh, no, when we come in. What is this long guy? And just here, we try to get the fencing. That is not the question. He asked her about the big bug. Why she don't answer and say yes, he have it? That's the question they ask her, you know. What going on with this woman? I hope she get medication for herself. I hope she get it. Don't give only one set of people. Take for yourself too.
Well, I have no... Rest of you. Thank you very much, my dear. I have no evidence that the minister is suffering from anything other than depression at times, but any other psychological issues. I do have that information, so I can. Some people want to sue us bad. They want to sue us bad. They planning to sue us. They planning to jail us.
Coach, you have given us some guidance as to what's the original plan regarding the Chinese housing and the distribution by the New National Party when you were a part of that particular...
But when I hear that question, me pause raise, you know.
administration, as opposed to what is taking place with those houses under the National Democratic administration. If you could give me some clarification on that.
When you say the original plan, what do you mean?
Well, when we say the original plan regarding the Chinese houses and their distribution, I would say, I would ask it in that particular manner.
So let me answer the question twofold.
Yes, tell me.
First of all, we must take into consideration that we had a first 300 and something units of Chinese houses distributed to different people.
Yes.
Have you seen and heard from residents what are the issues there that confronts them?
Well, we have heard of issues that was confronted. We have heard of...
Okay. Have you seen and heard that you were the minister in charge of those units, in charge of those houses, in charge of the housing authority, and you had a responsibility to ensure that those issues were addressed? You didn't know you was the minister, or you think that we forget? So we stupid then? So we forget? No, we know that you were the minister. And as such, you had a responsibility to address these issues. So don't try and come and talk about it had issues in them place and them the 300 plus that were given before. That 300 plus, they were negotiated by the New National Party. They were part of an agreement for houses. They were constructed during the period and supervised during the period of the last NDC administration. They weren't constructed under NNP. In fact, when NNP came back, the final bit of work on them had to be done so that they could have been distributed. And that's referring to Mount Gay and Frequente and those up in Soubise. But you was the minister in charge of all of that. So if it had issues there, who was the minister that was supposed to solve those problems? Who was the minister that was supposed to bring the cabinet submissions? And who was supposed to ask for the budgetary assistance to ensure that whatever issues there were addressed? Or at least put into place the mechanism so that whatever issues could have been worked out, whether on behalf of the people who were staying there, on behalf of the government, or as a combined effort. Let's hear.
The issue that confronted them.
Okay, so what, and there was no time, and maybe that's one of the points maybe you want to get. The former administration, I being the minister, there was no time we agreed that these houses will be given free to all Grenadians.
So there was never any agreement on
so,
that.
Hold on, let me. I would want to be dishonest here to say that all the houses will be given free. There was some designated units aimed at people who may be at risk, who cannot pay, who might have let's say family violence or so, but it's temporary. So it's not the family. It's not given to them as a unit for you to keep. It's a unit that you use as a transitional home. So you may have a violence home where you wait for government to provide some other step, then you can live there temporarily. And I think that still happens now. Mm-hmm. So there are units which are left for emergency cases. However, the only difference to what was there before is that you had to pay through the housing authority.
Yes.
So there was salary deduction and whatever the decision was to sell the houses. Yes. The decision was to sell the houses to before.
So you're saying from the New National Party, yes, when they was in administration, when they was being part of government,
there was never any intention under the New National Party, and let me say that clearly as a member of the New National Party, as someone who was involved in the cabinet of the New National Party for a number of years, that there was never any intention to sell those houses for any 70,000 and 55,000 and so on to the people. There was no intention of that. It was much cheaper. People were being allowed to pay over a period of time instead of having to go to any financial institution for them to hold you in your neck to come and try to get the money out of them to pay the government. There was no intention of that. None. And you know that. So stop trying to twist the facts. Anyhow.
And I could pull up a submission to show you so that the decision was to not to sell it to you have to go to the bank for a loan.
Yeah.
Is that you pay through salary deduction, and that's happening now even with the faucet.
Yes.
However, you'll appreciate that when you have to pay government, people are not willing to pay, and so you have and that's the reason why you had a number of challenges.
Again, who was the minister in charge? If you was the minister in charge all the time, there was a problem with the people within the ministry, within the houses, and they were not paying. You was the minister. You had the responsibility to come to cabinet and say, we having a problem. We having a problem, and together with the technocrats within your ministry, ask for a solution to be created to that problem. That look, people are not paying. Maybe we need to reduce here. Maybe we need to make an example of a couple and then others go get frightened and they go start to pay. You, as the minister, were supposed to make a suggestion to the cabinet of Grenada, which the cabinet of Grenada could have decided on, or they could have put a small committee together and say, look, we're having this problem. We have to address it. This is how we're going to address it. But you trying to absolve yourself from all of this like you had nothing to do with that. Me? I did not have nothing to do with that. Nah? Come on. Really and truly? Really?
As it relates to the Chinese, the first phase, where people would be calling with leaks and all that, and the housing authority was not did not have the ability, because they're not collecting enough to even maintain a normal maintenance, to repair the many issues. And every day you will have call it from, just recently you're from Don Farmlin.
No, we didn't talk about recently. We talked about before. You was the minister. You were the minister. So all the issues you're talking about, you were the person with direct responsibility. You were supposed to be reporting to cabinet in relation to that. You were the person that was supposed to be making the cabinet submissions in relation to those issues to try and have them solved. You were responsible. Don't try and take yourself out like you had nothing to do with it. You was responsible. No other minister held the Ministry of Housing, except when you travel, probably somebody hold it for you for a week or 2 weeks, a few days or whatever when you travel. But no other minister during the entire period of the New National Party, as far as I can remember, held that portfolio. That was always you. Anyhow, let's go back to it. Yeah, I know. Some people, we had to hear what she say.
You have people say bats, and you have flooding, and you have issues that need repairing. But you have more than half of the people who are supposed to make those payments not made. So in the first phase, there were the people of Sobeys. I think the negotiation with the representative then was because, remember, it was a different issue. It was an issue where people was on the seafront, and you want to remove them from the seafront. So what had happened is that these people were moved from the seafront to the unit in Sobeys, and those who were on the seafront, they did not have to pay.
Okay.
But the people additional people who got units who were not on the seafront, they had to make monthly deductions for a period. And to me, even the whole contractual arrangement on looking back, there's sometimes we be honest with ourselves. There's some things, on retrospect, you said maybe how you do it is not, because it was like a list. Really and truly, they didn't even own it. Even you're paying, the whole arrangement, it was like a lease kind of arrangement. It's not a case where at the end of the day, the unit is yours.
Shame understand what she's talking about, but let me let her talk.
Oh, you will have that freehold after
yes.
that.
So there was not that completion, and people were questioning that. There were many, and the people could speak to that. The people who are there now, many of them would be calling every time and saying, well, I'm paying every month, but it's like I'm paying a rent. It's like I'm renting a place. What are the policies in terms of giving us to complete, the payments? Right. So, and we did have, if you want to pay upfront. Yeah. So what you have now is maybe the only difference is that you say you get your monies and come and pay to get your units.
So in other words, it is not available for the poor and vulnerable. It's not low income housing. It's not for people who have low income. Just admit that now. Admit that the government that you're part of right now is doing something that is wrong. That they have taken houses that you for yourself know for a fact are low income houses, and they have made them into condos and things. They say, right, that's too good for these people. So they have taken it now, and they've decided that they're going to give a certain class and category of people homes that were slated for people who may not have been able to own that kind of home otherwise. Just admit it. Stop beating around the bush. Right now you're beating around the bush and all the mosquito coming out and bedbug too.
Whereas before you said, well, you could do deduction to housing authority, and we had issues with that. So when you look at the challenges that we had with that, I think that might be the reason that the present government decides, well, if we have to provide you with a unit, then if you pay up front, then it will be better able to manage, and it's yours. So if when you have a leak, if it's yours, then you repair it for yourself. But if you feel that you're paying a rent, if you're renting a home from somebody, as the first set seems to be like, then it means that you'll always have to come to the housing authority. Whether or not they have the resources to assist you, then it will, and then we have those issues that we have, that this present government have to spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in repair work in the old unit. And I think that's
if you did make sure the hundreds of thousands of dollars was spent under the new National Party, then this government would not have to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars. You responsible. Don't come and talk about this government have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're watching like if you innocent of the whole thing. You was the person in charge of those buildings. You were in charge. Your responsibility was the Housing Authority of Grenada. You were in charge of the Ministry of Housing. It was your responsibility. So don't try to absolve yourself like if baby Jesus has fallen from the sky right now and he absolved you of all sin. You're responsible. All you hold on the phone line, we playing thing. We will come to all in a timing.
To alleviate that, and that's the reason why you have those new policies. However, after the devastation, I show you how the Prime Minister would have said that as it relates to Carriacou, once the repair work is done, then people who are needing housing can, the decision will be different as it relates to that. Right. But the truth is, I've been to Carriacou.
That is a lie. The Prime Minister never said when the repair work was done. The exact statement from the Prime Minister is that he has given permission for the houses in Carriacou to be utilized for people who have no roof over their head, who lose their houses in Carriacou. We'll play it in a while. You lie. He didn't say nothing about repair. There was no statement by the Prime Minister of Grenada, Mr. Deacon and Miss Mitchell, in relation to we're going to put the people in the houses in Carriacou when repairs are done. In fact, we, on this program, have shown you where the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs, that they put out a notice saying the houses were damaged in a bad way, seriously damaged. And then when we speak about it here, to bring it in line with the report they put out when the Chinese ambassador visited, they changed the wording. They edited the statement that they made to try and put it in line. They're wicked and they lie. And right now, you're lying. The Prime Minister said nothing about when the places are repaired, people go move in. You lie.
And maybe you should too. And to see, I'm not sure where the Housing Authority is as it relates to those repair work, but that's one time I realized that maybe there was a tornado as it relates to the hurricane, because when you look even on the top buildings, apart from windows, in every unit you see like some windows broken. You also have issues where it's like a mudslide, even on the high part. And I remember asking the people from Housing Authority and the other people, you sure that not a tornado we had during the hurricane because of the level of...
Well, you saying all of this, and the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs is saying that there was minimal damage to the houses. So you talking right now like if all the apartments mash up and windows break up all over and there's mud all over the place and the place they mash up, yet still you have teams of people living there right now. It just, as far as all you're concerned, it's too good for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique who living under step and a piece of tarpaulin with water coming and wet them. It's too good for them, but all you're trying to lie to the Grenadian people. Minister, you lie. Because right now the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Martinique Affairs say minimal damage. They change it from serious damage to minimal damage.
Mudslides you see all over, so it means that there's a lot of work to be done in terms of maybe power washing and repairing. There are some parts where the damage is not as bad as...
A lot of power wash only brain.
As others will take less time, but there are work to be done. There's no water. A lot of the water lines and stuff, I saw that they were damaged. So I think that the Housing Authority will have to, in fast order, repair that, and then government will decide how they move forward.
As you want Carriacou, let me ask, prior to Hurricane Beryl, there always been that issue in terms of Carriacou, in terms of the Chinese houses distribution. Some folks, they were said by the present administration that the houses were not distributed.
Watch how she holding she mouth is because she afraid now she had to answer, but she want to hold back the words. So in psychology, when they start to do, they're trying to hope now that the wrong thing do exit. But anyhow,
properly. I'm not sure if you could share with me, as a person who was the Minister of Housing, with the distribution. Was there a problem with the distribution of those houses in Carriacou prior to Hurricane Beryl and all before the situation that we are in now? There's always been an issue in terms of where they say that the houses were not distributed properly. What was really the problem in Carriacou?
Well, I cannot speak to the problem. Remember, the houses were handed over to the Housing Authority of Grenada for...
Minister, you lie. You was there handing out envelope along with the then Honorable Kindra Maturin Stewart. Minister, stop that. God listening. God listening. You was there handing out envelope. You was up in Carriacou when those houses were being distributed. Don't try to throw the blame on the Housing Authority. Don't try that. Don't do that. Let me finish here.
Not distributed properly. What was really the problem in Carriacou?
Well, I cannot speak to the problem. Remember, the houses were handed over.
Well, who else supposed to speak? She was the minister that was in charge of the houses at that point in time. Who else supposed to speak in relation to it? All you're again fed up, but we're coming to the end. Anyhow, we're coming to the end of that.
To the Housing Authority of Grenada for distribution.
Yes.
I know that some people would have received letters leading up to the elections. And I know also is aware that after a period of 2 years, there are people who receive letters who no longer want it, who move on, who build house, who buy lands, and you know, so it means that you may have to really look and then show that who you give the units to people who deserving and who need them. Yeah. So that I could speak.
Minister, you lie, you lie, you lie, you lie. You lie. God listening, you lady. All of us go in church with us say, you see, me is what I think. All you could say all you want about me. No? I ain't going in church and do the kind of thing that all you're doing there. You're lying. You was the one handing out letters and things that you was in charge of the housing authority. So don't try to say that that was a matter from the housing authority. You were the minister responsible for the housing authority. You were in charge of the housing authority. You were in charge of the Ministry of Housing. And you were present when those letters were being distributed. You've been asked a question. The present administration, which you are now a sitting cabinet minister of, has been saying to the people who lose those houses in Carriacou, and I know many of them are listening here tonight, the people who lose those houses and they were given to other people, they were told that the procedure, something was wrong. You were the minister in charge of that procedure. You're being asked now, what was the problem? That this administration had to come now and cancel the letters from all the people. What was the problem that the letters had to be cancelled and new people had to be given instead, and some who got before, all of a sudden they was off the list, unfairly so. Don't try to put it on anybody else. You was responsible. You were responsible. So don't try to cast blame on anybody else. You was responsible.
But in terms of distribution, as a minister, I was not part of any distribution process. Yeah. Everything was...
What? Hold on. What she said there? Screech! Minister, what you say?
Who need them. Yeah. So that I could speak to. But in terms of distribution, as a minister, I was not part of any distribution process. Yeah. Everything was designated to the Housing Authority.
Minister, you was not part of any distribution process? Okay, hold on. We'll come back to you in a little while. Yeah, we'll get back to you. You know what? Oli was calling. I taking the call. What? You was not part of any distribution. You sure you want to say that? You sure you want to take that back, or you want to say that? You want to stay with that as your final answer? We have a caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let me load on my TV.
Yeah. Loidong, Papa.
Well,
yes, caller.
Let me load it down here.
I'll give you a look at time. Hello?
All right. Am I on now?
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah, but... Yeah, my question is, it happens that it looks like this Prime Minister is doing a lot of diversion. Mm-hmm. Am I on or am I live?
You're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, it looks as though this Prime Minister is doing a lot of diversion. Mm-hmm. Now, this guy who he fired, this guy is a persona non grata. This guy is not a minister. He was a nobody as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't change the numbers. The government still has the 2/3 majority. What is the NNP doing in the future to avoid all this? Because this guy is using the numbers that he has, the 2/3 majority, to do all his smoke screens. All these pictures he's putting on the Maurice Bishop Airport, that's to divert our attention, so that he could, on the left-hand side, he could do what he wants. Okay. Now, I'm listening to the program now, and I'm happy to hear that money has to be accounted for. Mm. Is that true?
Yes, it has to be formally brought into the budget through the Parliament of Grenada. They can't just take it like that and not account for it through the budget. And then the Public Finance Committee would look at it. But the thing is, you might see they're looking at that 3 or 4 years down the road from now. But at least it has to be brought in through Parliament, so some discussions will take place at that level.
Now, also, what is our party, the NNP doing to replace number 10? Because I was looking at another program today from number 10 talking about now she's Minister of Sports. Who vibrant personnel the NNP has in place to recoup the seats that they have lost? We have, at this point, we have 5. We need 4 more. Do they have personnel in place? I'm from St. Patrick's, although I'm calling from America. I'm from St. Patrick's. Do they have personnel that will be representative who is upstanding person to take over that seat?
Okay.
Let me say
it to you now.
Andrew seat that number 10 lost, gave away. Is there someone else to fit in that spot?
Now, what I would say is this. In each constituency, every constituency, all 15, there are 2 things. There is a team lead and there is an assistant to that individual. In every instance, and I could assure you of this, in every instance, there are folks who are interested in becoming the candidates. Of course, you don't want to play your hand too early and say, but there are persons who are being vetted, who are interested in becoming the candidates. Good quality people, afraid to even start to call name, because good quality people, I would say fear not. It is not something that the new National Party has not already put serious work into. Yes, so don't be afraid.
But the time now.
No, it's not too early. In some instances, you will hear things very soon. You will be hearing about some constituencies very soon. Some you may hear a little later down, but you will be hearing, because in each instance, the problem is not that you can't find people. The problem is that you have a lot of people who are interested. So you have to decide who is the best. It's like when Kamala was looking for her running mate. It's a lot of people that was possible. You had Shapiro, you had all these people, Buttigieg or Bukagej or whatever his name is. You had all these people, and she had to make a decision and choose one. So it's the same thing with the constituencies here. You have quite a few good people who are interested, who are willing to step forward to lift Grenada, and we are going through the process of verifying, and you're going through and see who is willing to work and do the work properly, and we will come to the end of that process in due time. All right?
So what are you hearing with the words on the ground, on the foot soldiers? I mean, that's a good indication as to what are the people are satisfied with what's happening now, or are they willing to?
The soldiers ready, you know. The soldiers are ready. I could tell you that. I interact every day. The only place I haven't been for a little while is St. Andrew. To be in St. Andrew for a while, and I'm going to correct that very, very soon. And I can tell you, the soldiers are ready. The soldiers are ready. The mood in this country is very anti-government. You have those who benefit, and they make them out loud. They say different things. But on the ground itself, you go into the market square, the bus terminals, you go on the streets, in the supermarkets, you go onto the beach, in the bars, wherever you go, you recognize and you realize that people are saying that it is time for this government to go already. They can't wait for election.
Okay, that's positive news. So, I'll be coming home pretty soon, and Mr. Pierre, I won't give my name, but Mr. Pierre knows who I am. We keep together during the sex, so I'm going to sign off and continue listening.
I'm easy to find, so when you come in, look for me. All right, brother.
All right, good.
Okay, thank you.
Good. All right, later.
All right. Yes, indeed. Folks, we're going to come back to the phone lines in a little while, but remember what the minister was saying. The minister said, let me hear the minister again there. I want to open the audio.
You know, so it means that you may have to really look and ensure that who you give the units to people who deserving and who need them. Yeah. So that I could speak to. But in terms of distribution, as a minister, I was not part of any distribution process. Yeah. Everything was designated to the housing authority.
Minister, it wasn't part of any distribution process.
The government of Grenada on Friday delivered on its promise to provide more housing assistance to families throughout the island, with the distribution of letters to the first cohort of successful applicants in Carriacou. Government has secured over 600 units in 5 parishes through its partnership with the People's Republic of China under Phase 2 of the China-Grenada Low-Income Housing Assistance Project. 90 families in Carriacou will soon move into their new homes at the Dumfries site.
Wait, who sit down in front there? That can't be, no, that could never be, no, that could never be Ms. Delma Thomas. Never.
And Social Development Minister Honorable Delma Thomas said the distribution forms part of the government's empowerment agenda, which focuses on providing housing support to vulnerable families. She says units at each site will be left unoccupied for emergency purposes.
We are only distributing 90.
We? No, can't be we, because you just say you was no part of no distribution. No, it can't. It can't be we. But anyway, this is dated back to the 20th of May 2022. Anyhow.
Because we appreciate that there will be families who have issues that need somewhere to stay. We have domestic violence, we have fire and all these things. So in every site, we are holding back some for emergency purposes. And that's the same with Carriacou. For the recipients, I say to you to cherish these houses, enhance them, make it a...
Oh gosh, the same people who don't have them right now that they... Oh gosh, look, my friend who dies stand up to the back there. Oh God, must miss you, girl. Yeah, that's the same people who don't have the houses now. You have nothing to say to them now. You sit down in cabinet today. You have nothing to say to them now.
A place worthy of residing. Keep the surrounding clean and keep the neighborhood safe through collective vigilance and looking out for each other.
General Manager of the Grenada Housing Authority, Ronnie Sylvester, explained to the recipients that...
Yeah, no, I just wanted to be sure that is the minister that was there. Yeah, we have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night to you, Mr. Scott. And how are you?
I'm theater fine.
You fine?
I getting ready for Anderson tomorrow. I am still extremely proud. He may not have won the medal, but I'm still extremely proud of Kirani today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And the minister just fretted me here. So, but anyway, go ahead.
yes. Mr. Scott, good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Pretty Matnik. And Mr. Scott, I'm telling you, that woman could tell lies. My God have mercy. I was there on the last week, just before the election in Dumfries. Don't forget, I live next to Dumfries. Yeah, and I was there in the meeting when she was issuing the letters to the people who wanted the housing, right? 90 houses was there for true. She said for Carriacou and Petit Matnik. And some of them from Carriacou, they received the letters of acceptance. And the only thing she told them they had to do was to form a group of 10 so they could go to Nawasa and put the water on and to put the electricity on. Mm-hmm. That's all they had was to do. And Mr. Scott, I have friends next to me who get the letter as well. I could call names, but I won't do it on the program. But I know if I tell you who is the person, she'll say, yes, call my name. So tell Delma Thomas, stop telling lies. Because I spoke to her in the meeting. And I said, but Miss Delma, I said, what happened, Miss Minister? So many houses are left. She said they have to keep some back for emergency, just in case if people have a fire or any disaster, they have to use the housing. The hurricane was a disaster. Why didn't they let them use the housing? Why didn't they let them, instead of she coming and tell lies, like the Prime Minister telling lies? Why she have to tell lies? It's a bad habit they have, and it's a bad habit he have too. He teaching his ministers and them to tell lies to the Grenadian people. When we was there presently at that meeting, the ambassador was there too. The Chinese ambassador was there as well. He was clapping. He was excited. They even had refreshments. So I don't know what she's talking about. She's talking a lot of rubbish as far as I'm concerned. And she mustn't lie like that. They practice to tell lies. I don't know, the lies come like the norm of the day. That's all they're doing. And Mr. Deacon must have respect for we, the Grenadian people. Stop teaching his ministers, as I say, to tell lies to us. Because that is not right. People witnessing those things. I witnessed it. And it wasn't me alone, me and my other neighbors. We went to the meeting. So they must stop it. Right? So she can't come down, she's telling lies. I wish I was next to her. And I would say to her, you remember me? Because I always talk to you. You remember me? Stop telling lies. Mr. Scott, have a wonderful night. Wonderful program, yes?
All right. Thank you so very much, my dear.
Have a good night. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Oh, gosh. 440-737-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. 440-737-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. And let me see. Let's try this one. Yeah, let's try this one. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night, my dear.
How are you?
I am quite fine. You go right ahead. You're live.
Sheldon, that woman dangerous. Sheldon, I look when that woman and what do you call the young lady again? The young minister.
Back in
Carriacou. In Carriacou. You know what? In our time.
That was Kindra, yeah.
Yes, when Miss Choate was there, was she and Miss Choate? And I did right on the bed, like, don't hear no one. I tell my daughter, I said, when there was, before you bring on the video with her, I said, when they was distributing, she had on a green dress. When I see that green dress come up, I said, lot of women in dress, you know. I believe what she doing. I believe it's she. I believe what she doing, man. That could never be she that said she was not part of that distribution. That woman dangerous. She better when that woman, I hope she washed her face with some salt when she reached home to all the up today. That woman dangerous. No. But she said she was not part of the distribution.
No, she was not part of the distribution.
She is dangerous.
She was the minister in charge of the ministry,
exactly.
in charge of the statutory body, in charge of the houses. And she said she had nothing to do. Come on, man. Come on.
No. That was she doing. That could never be she. That's saying that day today.
Maybe she cloned.
That's how be she doing.
Maybe she cloned. All right.
Maybe he has to be because no, I tell you these people look last week I was over here about Ron. When Ron say about the money. But look, she come again this week is another thing again. Well, why Miss Delma to be lying so? A big lady so? Come on, man. She had to wash her face with salt when she reached home. Later, Sheldon. Good night.
440-737-347-329-3. Watch, I'm forgetting it, no, man. What? Lord? No.
I know that some people would have received letters leading up to the elections, and I know also is aware that after a period of 2 years,
we have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night, my dear.
How are you?
I am more than fine.
You hear lies? That is lies.
Well, they had nothing to do.
You say if you tell a lie, you go into hell as soon as you die. You hear lies? Sheldon, you have a very good program going on. Let me tell you something. These people are them. Some of them I don't want to see their face. They're too wicked. You know that? And one night they doesn't sit down and watch back the clip when they line for Grenadian people and say they don't do this and they don't do that. Delma was the Minister of Housing in NNP days. So I don't know what Delma Commission last said about she wasn't here and she wasn't there. I like when they played back the clip started to see that they're listening, you know. They're listening and they're watching, you know. Don't bother with them, you know. They're watching and listening. You know,
no, they had nothing to do with the distribution.
They talk about the bed bugs. You see what they come and they talk about the bed bugs, though. Question they ask, you know, she don't want to sign it. She can answer, you know, such a much. Right. I tell them already, the Bible will burn in their hand, you know. The Bible going to burn in their hand. They're going to be the best preacher and the best girl in church and what they do not wrong in the life of people. They have to stop that, Sheldon. They need to stop.
Greeny and these people who are supporting them are saying, oh, they're doing good. They're doing good. Government don't want good. Tell me what NDC do for the 2.5 years in power. Shouldn't tell me what they do.
What they do?
Kid me tell them do nothing. All the
Mess
years
up
they
the
do
country.
nothing. They're so hypocrite. Hypocrites are cost, you know.
As I said last night,
is a cost.
Even when it comes to the Ministry of Youth and Sport alone, I will put up the first 6 months of the new National Party in 2013 against the full 2 years and that the NDC has been in office. And I am positive that we did much more, 10 times more than the NDC has done in that 2 years and that they've been in office.
Tell me what they have done. Nothing. You're talking about Locker, this and Locker, that. Oh, Locker contact the kidney's head, and he this and that. That was the Prime Minister. Locker know what the Prime Minister was doing.
So let me say, even if that were true, were true,
the man is the opposition leader.
Not only is he opposition leader, he's a human being. You see, these people have been operating in a way that they're trying to treat certain people in Grenada as though he is leper.
They had a big church service last week on in Embrizan. The man bring up the opposition leader mother. They got a picture, they put on social media. This is into bad mind. I don't see the problem in somebody assisting somebody in doing something. They need to stop that. They need to stop. Look with Andy again. You go in the Chelan, I want a loan to build a boat. If I have to go in DBC bank, I have to get this, I have to get that. They borrow $1 million. Me and you, so we can go to Hotel, we can get it. We have to have this and we have to have that. We have to have uncle, we have to have nene. This plan playing the fool.
My dear.
And if this cannot be money they get there, we have to know that money is spending, you know. We have to know what that money is spending. But I hear they say they bring on, they got tax on material. So that's a, if it's true, that is a plus.
But
we
as I
want
said,
to know that $53 million spending and how we spending and
you see, there's a particular reason that was announced now, but we're going to talk about it after the carnival and everything cool down. We'll talk about it. But my friend,
you must tell us to stop lying for people. They must stop lying.
Indeed. We're going to take another caller.
When is the election, Sheldon?
You still have 2.5 years roughly.
Well, I said I didn't vote, but I want to vote them out.
Now you have to vote. If you don't vote, you vote for them. So, folks.
Yes, if I don't vote, I lose my right. I want to vote these people. But anyway, Sheldon, right. I have nice fish tomorrow with the big holes in my foot. And it's still there.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to be done. No minister to come watch it yet. Nothing to be done. This is a board stand up and the two down in one of them hole. Nothing to be done. No minister to come and watch it. Nothing. Sheldon, I'm waiting for them, you know.
All right, my dear.
And when they go come, when they come for election,
we go give somebody else an opportunity to call, you know. I see people
and they go come and they go say something, and I go put, I will them real fire. Have a good night.
We go see. All right, my dear. Yes, indeed. 440-7377-347-329-3101. And we go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Go right ahead.
Brother Sheldon, when I analyze their ministers, they have to toe the line of the Prime Minister. They have to toe that line. Right? Because some of them know that they lie. And they know when they lie, they have evidence to prove that they lied. But they cannot go and say what they want. That is what the Prime Minister tell them to say. Right? I listened to Mr. Delma Thomas. And she knew definitely what she going and say on GBN or not the truth. Or she have to do it. She have to do it. And when you show the picture with Delma, she's right in front of the and she's speaking. That will stop them from lying. They still go continue to lie because they cannot go and speak the truth to the grand people. They have to continue to lie. But I'm saying, Sheldon, you profess to be a Christian person, right? And you continue to lie for people. How are you feeling? How are you looking when you lie and you lie cut up with you? Are you feeling good as a Christian on Sunday and Saturday you hold in the Bible? How people will consider you? So I always say better you keep integrity and speak the truth than go and lie and make yourself look small. Because I think when some people don't have shame, they care, they lie, the truth will cut up with them. Right? When they lie and the truth cut up with them, they feel happy about that. So, Sheldon, that's what I have to say.
All right, my brother. Thank you so very much. 4407377 and we go to let's go to the slide. Hello, good night.
Yeah, don't be doing.
Yeah, I'm quite fine, sir. Go right ahead.
Right, nice. The renaming of the roundabout is in Grenada, right? If you really check at the economic part of it, okay, you put Carriacou. Yes, you put Carriacou. What benefit it gave you by putting Carriacou? You wanted to change it, fine, I have no problem in changing the name. I think the right name that deserves to be issued, for me personally, from the economic benefit that we are getting from SU, and I think SU gives them that really a way of having the opening there. For me personally, I would have done of that roundabout is to rename it SU roundabout, which they deserve it, because we benefit a lot from SU. Yeah. So I don't know who come up with the idea, and the amount of money which has been spent of putting all those things. I would like to know how safe it is and how long it will remain there for. I hope it don't happen like the lights what has happened on the carnage. A lot of thousands of dollars were spent, and today, like, everything has to be removed. Yeah? It's kind of weird in the sense who come up with these ideas. Although, sometimes when you want to spend money, I have no problem in just spending the money, but spend it wisely and see the benefit of it. Today, everything is like all the money that you have spent for that type, it's just like nothing is rubbish. Yeah? It is completely rubbish. It has no use. So you have to put it, even if you go and put it back up again, you have to put it back up again. The economic benefit, it doesn't make any sense. Better you create some roadwork with it instead. We let the money go into the lives of the poor and the middle class people where they could actually benefit from it. There is no benefit from such things, I don't know, the policy advisors or whoever it is, they're not paying much of attention. But you just put in make up all about it. It don't make any sense. It don't bring revenue. We have to generate the revenue. Once somebody get the money, when you provide roadworks, the money go back into taxes. So they recollect the money. They collect even more, I believe, sometimes. Yeah. So I hope these people rethink of further in spending money like this. Yeah.
All right.
Are you there with me?
Yes, we hear you. All right. Thank you so very much, caller.
All right. I hope it makes sense what I have said.
All right. Yes. Okay. No problem, sir. Thank you very much.
All
right.
Welcome.
440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, you know nothing about that. Love you.
Or damage. So I think that the housing authority will have to enforce order, repair that, and then government will decide how they move forward.
As you want Carriacou, let me ask. Prior to Hurricane Beryl,
let's take the call, man. We will come back to her. Yeah, hello, good night.
Hi, good night.
Good night, my dear. How are you?
Not bad.
Okay, go right ahead. You're live.
When you're talking about children, example, this is a typical example because the Prime Minister lying, oh God. So what you expect from his members for she to lie as well? I was present at the distribution of the units as my daughter was one of the recipients for Carriacou, and she was there. Now you come to lie for people. This is not really what I called for, but I had to talk about it. What is wrong with this woman? You have to be fumbling to make up a lie. You know you was there in Carriacou with the then Minister Kendra Maturin Stewart was there.
So why now you're fumbling and you're talking? Maybe a lot of people didn't know, but I was there at that handing over ceremony when they got the keys to the unit, when they knew which unit that they were getting, and she grinning. Now you're telling people about, oh, you don't know? What for she to know? She can't know in truth. Anyway,
Yes,
Sheldon,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
this program does get things done. Last night I called and I spoke about the monies that the senior citizen didn't get. Well, by some miracle, they catch the boat today, and some of the persons who been complaining, they got the money. All of a sudden, they know. Maybe they contact Miss Joseph in Leicester.
I feel they contact that girl in Leicester. As the
Yes,
scholar,
that girl in Leicester. I have
Yeah.
a feeling they contact her because you can't tell me, like my mom was at home and the money came to her house today. So how last week you didn't know where some of these persons were, and then you could have find them today. So this program tends to get things done. So few, well, if not all, what I understand today is that some of the persons who did not get the monies are persons who are in the senior citizen home, and most of the senior citizens are relocated to Grenada, and the persons who collect on their behalf, the persons are not there. Some people travel, and so that's the reasons. But they are making alternative arrangements. So these people gonna get the money in the coming days. So the money didn't come back down on Osprey. The money stays somewhere in Carriacou, and down to after 6 this afternoon, they would have contacted somebody them to come tomorrow at the resource center in Hillsborough to collect the money. So now they found, they know where some people are. Last week they didn't know.
Okay.
But yes, so the people, our family members that is on the program, they got the monies today. So thank you to Talking Points and Talking Points family. We do get things done. They listen to the program. So they send somebody up today.
All right. Thank you so very much, my dear.
All right.
Thanks for the report. Yes.
Bye.
Yes, indeed, folks. Let me go back. Let me hear the minister. We want to hear the minister. Minister, no, we want to make sure.
There's been that issue in terms of Carriacou, in terms of the Chinese houses distribution. Some folks, they were said by the present administration that the houses were not distributed properly. I'm not sure if you could share with me, as a person who was the Minister of Housing, with the distribution. Was there a problem with the distribution of those houses in Carriacou prior to Hurricane Beryl and all before the situation that we are in now? There's always been an issue in terms of where they say that the houses were not distributed properly. What was really the problem in Carriacou?
Well, I cannot speak to the problem. Remember, the houses were handed over to the Housing Authority of Grenada for distribution.
Yes.
I know that some people would have received letters leading up to the elections. And I know also is aware that after a period of 2 years, there are people who receive letters who no longer want it, who move on, who build house, who buy lands, and you know, so it means that you may have to really look and ensure that who you give the units to people who deserving and who need them. Yeah. So that I could speak to, but in terms of distribution, as a minister, I was not part of any distribution process. Yeah. Who need them. Yeah. So that I could speak to, but in terms of distribution, as a minister, I was not part of any distribution process. You may have to really look and ensure that who you give the units to people who deserving and who need them. Yeah. So that I could speak to, but in terms of distribution, as a minister, I was not part of any distribution process.
All right.
Units at each site will be left unoccupied for emergency purposes.
We are only distributing 90 because we appreciate that there will be families who have issues that need somewhere to stay. We have domestic violence, we have fire and all these things. So in every site, we are holding back some for emergency purposes. And that's the same with Carriacou. For the recipients, I say to you, to cherish these houses, enhance them, make it a place worthy of residing, keep the surrounding clean, and keep the neighborhood safe through collective vigilance and looking out for...
All right, folks, we've got a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Hi, good night, caller. You are live. Go right ahead.
Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
You know that wrong about the bill there. I hear nobody talk about it. But you know it's a very, you know, hello?
Yes, we're hearing you. You go ahead. We're hearing you.
Yeah. It's very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, it causes with accident. Those pillars, this iron pillar, they could come missiles to people. You know, if you're running there, something wrong with your vehicle and you're running there. This thing is really dangerous because these spikes way up there. You know, if anybody really look at it, they could see it's very dangerous and that roundabout. Where a lot of cars just get out of control and run across that roundabout. So they should have what you call a railing about 2 or 3 feet high, like a buffer, that when you hit it, you go away from those pillars. But I think that's very dangerous. So that's what I have to say about that roundabout there, with the Carriacou roundabout.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so very much. Yes, indeed. So some concerns by 2 of the callers there in relation to the Carriacou roundabout and the probabilities and possibilities of what can happen there. So, yeah. And, yeah, this one, I mean, I don't know how to go explain this one. I don't go try to come up with an excuse for that one. We have a caller online. Hello? Hello? Hey, you're live. Go right ahead. Hello?
Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah.
Long time to talk to you.
Yeah, man. But your boy day.
Well, right now, the pregnant woman belly go bust just now. I remember I told all of that all up in the game, eh? They lying too much. They doing a lot of shoppiness. Right now, the secret's coming out. They fumbling with their mouth. They creating all kind of lie. Right now, best they pay me $2 million to make lie too.
The thing is, I wonder if that I hear in this thing about a $2 million and thing, but you know one thing I have a problem with, brother? If what we are hearing is true, that the minister was removed because he spoke to the leader of the opposition, I want to know if some people in Grenada are persona non grata on the island that the neighbor Stringberry in and so that nobody's supposed to talk to them. Because you get the kind of inkling that you're not supposed to talk with this person, you're not supposed to interact with them, you're not supposed to have a present conversation, proper conversation with them, so that if you talk to Dr. Mitchell, like if Dr. Mitchell is a leper, then you're not supposed to go around him or talk to him or anything. Come on, the man, Lacret was the person that the NDC put and was operating like if he was the MP for St. George Northwest. So what is wrong if probably God shined down upon him in a prayer and in a dream and tell him, hey, you need to speak to Dr. Mitchell. You go in and do that, talk to Dr. Mitchell first. Even if that was what take place or anything along that line. Why? Anyway, we go find out the reason.
I don't see no problem
go know the reason
with that, because if I want advice from the man who was running the country for 13 years, I don't have no problem with that. I go in for advice. If the man give me advice and I find the advice is good advice, I'm taking it. I don't see no problem with that. But you see now, they're so swell-headed, so egotistic that if we go and take advice, people go watch us like small men. You know, we look at children. We don't big enough to stand on we own. No, we don't need him. No. So when Ivan came, what Mr. Kid did, not go by Tillman and say, Tillman, let we come together and handle this thing. So I don't see what bubble thing they're talking about. This is bullshit. You know, really and truly. Come on, man. I mean, look what do I do with the carnage? You take out all the lights. If I was somebody that put in lights on the carnage and I know carnival time coming around and the trucks have to be coming and the trucks have to pass, angle the lights in a way that the trucks are bouncing up this thing. You're going to waste how much money to put down these lights? No, you're going to take how much money to take it down? Waste some material.
And brother, remember, if you remember, Simon Says, if you saw a recent program that Sister Jenny Simon did recently. Auntie Jenny did a program where she showed that they were saying that they're going to not go on the carronage, the trucks and so would not go on the carronage, so they're leaving the lights. Then after they're leaving the lights. Then after you hear another story in relation to the lights, now the lights have been removed. But strange enough, the lights were removed just at the point in time that they wanted to have that jab, I think it was last week Thursday, or when they had a jab on the carronage with these people that came in and were filming something or the other. And the lights were removed just in time for that to happen. Yeah?
I find it doing a lot of nonsense. But on a serious note, this thing with the boss himself, Blackred, Delma, tell yourself that pregnant woman she barely go boss. She didn't labor. She didn't a couple of weeks labor.
Well,
she go boss just now. Hold on.
Not the belly go boss. The water has broken.
The water broken?
Right. The water has broken.
Well, check it out. That child strangling on the car. He's strangling. He will live now. He's strangling.
Yeah.
Trust me, because they're doing a lot of nonsense. And what she said today, trust me, they must stop lying. Trust me.
All right,
this kind of nonsense. Look what's going on with Carriacou. What do you talk about COVID? Boy, watch. I don't know. I really and truly don't know.
Man, yes, there is a serious situation with COVID right now. And there's one individual from Carriacou called last night. At least 2 of the elderly that were sent down from Carriacou and at the home have died with COVID. Yeah? With COVID complications. So there is a situation that is taking place. But again, they go come and talk about that. They will come and say they wasn't involved in distribution.
No, they won't do that. And what about the pink house and the mental house have it fully? They ain't gonna talk about that though.
All right. Anyway, my brother, thank you so very much.
Boy, man. We'll talk again, man.
All right.
I'll tell you when the child born.
Thank you very much, my brother. Later.
All right.
440-7377-347. Woo, that time already. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. We have a limited amount of time remaining. I didn't even realize the time reached all up today. I didn't realize the time reached all up today. But yeah, don't worry, they didn't have nothing to do with the distribution. They know they could say that, yes, some people get letter. They wouldn't say that them give the people the letter, They hear some people get the letter and them kind of thing. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Oops, wrong
Sheldon, good evening, sir.
Hey, good evening, boss. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks.
All right, go right ahead.
Yes, thinking about some of the decisions that this government are making or have made, especially with regards to the economy of our country. Now, I remember when the New National Party, under the leadership of Dr. Mitchell, just after Ivan, when the place started reopening and so on, remember he called a meeting down at the annex, down there at the Trade Center annex, and he was saying to the people of Grenada, not only NNP supporters was there, other, and he was saying that we looking to ask for a haircut. We're looking to ask our creditors outside there to be lenient. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to be modest in your spending. Be careful as to how you conduct your financial activities. Because we don't want people to think or get the idea that we are asking for certain benefits or certain relief and so on. And they've seen us living a lavish life, and our pattern is like we have everything that we need, careful with the kind of cellular phone. And I remember people got offended by that. But, I'm looking right now at this administration, the way that they are conducting business. It's like business as usual, as if we're not in a crisis. Our brother just mentioned about the so-called CARICOM roundabout. That is a hazard. This is not, there's a security risk. I'm looking at it. Just yesterday, I looked at that. There's a security risk in that whole scenario and that whole settings on there. Right? Now, I think that our Prime Minister and Minister of National Security should rethink this. And as our brother was saying, why couldn't they do something for the SGU, and so on, because they've been putting out so much money here in our country. Okay, finally, now, I've been looking at also something that has been happening with our ministers. Lying, these people ought to be our role models. These people ought to be the ones that our young people in our country are taking examples from or looking up to. I hear the minister tonight, that press conference that she had. I mean, not press conference, but that behind the headline or something.
To the point.
To the point, right. How she blatantly lie about this thing, and I'm happy that you had the clip that you could have played it back, And so these people just making themselves laughing stocks and making people disrespect them, disrespect the offices, because if they are supposed to be a representative, or even a representation of God Himself Almighty. God is truth, right? So why are they lying and setting up themselves and even setting up other innocent people? I wish that they would really, really and truly think about what they're doing and stop to govern. They're not governing. They're not leading us. They need to start doing that. Mm-hmm. You see?
All right.
So I thank you, brother.
Thank you so very much. All right. And folks, as we getting close to end of tonight's program, if they call now, I could take another call quick, but folks, well, somebody do it, boy. Was somebody that person lucky, boy? Hello, good night. Call, hello.
Sheldon, good night. How are you?
Quite fine, and you'll be our final caller, but you have to make it within 2 minutes.
All right, listen. You remember I used to have some Chinese movie, and you always had one guy with either one mole with a piece of hair by the left side of his nose, and he's smoking it, he's playing with it, and he's smoking a cigar. Sometimes you call him Cancer. And anything the boss tell him to say, he had to say and do. That is what number 10 look like now.
Boss, all your mouth too bad. Caller, good night, eh? Good time.
That's the only thing I could say. Because if you look at her demeanor, that is Cancer.
All you're looking for me in trouble tonight. Not
Listen,
me.
I know it's time. So that was just my 2 cents into it, man. We just can't make this shit up.
Thank you very much, caller. Folks, you see, that's what us get in trouble. Folks, that's all the time. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. Remember, Anderson Peters, he's in action tomorrow at roughly 2:25 p.m. In the men's javelin. And we look forward. Lift him up in your prayers. Lift him up in your prayers. Too much people are studying to go and drink. Lift him up in your prayers. All right? And continue to lift up all our athletes, our nation on a whole. Folks, it is the carnival season. I know there's the pre-day tonight. There was Killer Legend last night and different things like that. If you're drinking, don't drive. If you're driving, don't drink. Make sure to be safe on the nation's roads. Already hearing about little bonks here, look at thing here, look at thing there. All right? Leave the guns, leave the knives at home. Yes, if you're a legal firearm owner, go to the police station. Tell them you're going to the FET. You would like to turn in your firearm and go and sign it in. Right? If you have an illegal firearm, do the same thing. You might end up staying in the cell too, but do the same thing. All right? Yes, because we don't want none of that involved in our carnival. Yes, we will be on tomorrow night. We won't be on Friday night, but we'll be on tomorrow night, God's willing, on Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. That's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And in everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. I am out. Love you all.
Whoa.
My land that you celebrate 50. Some call you a little baby. Others say you Johnny come lately. Oh, yo, but they don't know about your history. All the things you have been through was too much for you. Yet you had resilience to stand them. Revolution, intervention, and coup. Yet you produce some beautiful children. This is the land that has famous people like Junior Murray. This is the land under St. Peters and Champion Kirani. Land of my boy. Let's celebrate 50. We cannot raise my boy. Let's celebrate 50. It will be great. This is the land we produce people like the mighty sparrow. This is the land Randy Isaac Becky we did a jambo. Land of my boy. Let's celebrate 50. We cannot raise my boy. Let's celebrate 50. It will be great. We don't talk much about your troubles. No, no. You have been through many struggles. That's true. Yet you rose up from the rubbles. Yeah, yeah. Proving resilience as a people. Storms and hurricane. Yet you came back again. Even COVID-19 couldn't stop you. So much destructive human try to destroy this island. Yes, we're standing strong as a nation. This is the land. Let's remember the godfather of this country. This is the land. The right honorable Eric Matthew Gary. Land of my boy. Let's celebrate 50. We cannot raise my boy. Let's celebrate 50. It will be great. This is the land. Yeah, Mary Shokit, Mitchell and Deacon. This is the land. Some strong leaders that come from this island. Land of my boy. Let's celebrate 50. We cannot raise my boy. Let's celebrate 50. It will be great. Big celebration for my little island. Let's celebrate. Oh, let us celebrate. Big celebration for my little island. Let's celebrate. Whoa, whoa, let us celebrate. Let's celebrate 50. We made it to half a century. Let's celebrate. Whoa, whoa, come, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate 50. We made it to half a century. Let's celebrate. Yeah, yeah, let's celebrate. Whoa. This is the land. We have got Felix and Jennifer hosting. This is the land. Maurice Bishop, Howard Blaze and George Prison. Land of my boy. Let's celebrate 50. We cannot raise my boy. Let's celebrate 50. It will be great. This is the land. We have Killer Boys, it all free and squeezy. This is the land. Dash Terra Thunder and Little Natty. Land of my boy. Mr. Leg, King Color, Teacher Eddie. Land of my boy. Valinet and Lady Simpty. Land of my boy. Lava Man, Goody Stock and Electrify. Land of my boy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Land of my boy. I just can't attention everybody. Land of my boy. All Grenadians just sing this song with me. Land of my boy. Land of my boy. Land of my boy. Land of my boy. Land of my boy.